Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about my advice for people who are newly diagnosed with idiopathic intracranial hypertension. Hello everyone, and welcome to my world. So 2018 was the best year of my life, but it was also one of the hardest years of my life too. It was the best year because I finished my bachelor's degree in biochemistry, but I was also diagnosed with a rare condition called idiopathic intracranial hypertension. So if you're curious to learn more about what it's like to live with idiopathic intracranial hypertension or also apply some of the basic concepts that you learn in biochemistry at the undergraduate level, then I encourage you to watch on. When you look up this condition, especially if the doctors are kind of talking about it at the start, it can kind of be a little bit scary. All right, so I'm going to consider myself still fairly new into this condition myself. I've only been officially diagnosed since September, and it's been quite the road. There was quite the process of accepting the diagnosis. There was a long road to diagnosis. I will link my diagnosis story to this video because I think it's appropriate to link it. And I will also include my IIH playlist at the end of this video so you guys can take a look at it. And I guess my biggest piece of advice is to kind of stay off the web when it comes to the things that could be might be happening later on. If you've been officially diagnosed, it means that you've already had the lumbar puncture at this point. But for me, they started talking about the IIH actually before I had the lumbar puncture because I had signs on my MRI. Like I said, I talk about that in the diagnosis story. And I was so scared for the lumbar puncture because I'm a little bit too curious and I checked it out. And just don't do that to yourself. That's my number one piece of advice. My second piece of advice kind of lies in the fact that try to stay as positive as you can around the condition. It does help joining closed groups online if you have questions and you're not able to see your doctor regularly to have them answered, or maybe your doctor is unfamiliar with these type of questions, but the person or doctors who are managing your condition should be able to answer all the questions that you have if you ask the questions. There are some times I know where I've been online and something's come up and I've asked about it and I just like, okay, all right. Well, the only reason why I'm asking about this is because I read about it. So you just got to be honest with them with that. Don't be afraid to ask your specialist questions. My third piece of advice is going to be if you're in the category of being overweight, do attempt to lose weight. I know this is very difficult. This condition is extremely painful and exercise intolerance is a real issue, but I've had the most success with dealing with my IIH by having the no excuses attitude when it comes to the exercise. I truly honestly believe that it's been the exercise that has given me the most benefits out of anything. And I can tell you because as of recording this right now, I am actually not feeling 100%. My head has been pretty sore actually for the last few days in a row, which I will talk about more in my vlog, which will be on the final Monday of March for this month. I will talk more about that and hopefully have a little bit of an action plan once I see my neurologist for that. Emphasize to your family not to bring this issue up. I believe that there's a lot more going on to this than just weight because this disease would be in epidemic proportions if this was solely based upon weight, as we know a lot of other issues that are associated with weight are in epidemic proportions, things like type 2 diabetes, pulmonary hypertension, stuff like that. So it's got to be more. Also, the fact that it affects women more than men, there's got to be a hormonal or some type of hormonal component to it in my opinion, because of the fact that that's what's different between men and women when it comes to what is the difference between men and women physiologically, and it's mostly hormones. So if you're having trouble, I guess, with the weight loss, maybe ask if you can be referred to a dietitian or find a dietitian or nutritionist wherever you are. In Canada, I say dietitian because they are a regulated professional degree. So in Canada, like, dietitians are the people who are giving nutrition advice and help people with this kind of stuff. When it comes to this kind of stuff, if you're Canadian, I would recommend that you see a dietitian for this information. I've had a lot of help. I was really, really skeptical at the start when I was referred to a dietitian, just because I felt like I knew quite a bit about nutrition because of my background in biochemistry, but I got things out of my visits that I never thought I would. So definitely do that whether you have experience in the field or not. But yeah, lose weight, and that way you can prove to your doctors that it's not just a weight issue, because they will definitely hammer at it. They will become a little bit obsessive with it, but it's just because it's everywhere in the literature, and it definitely seems to be something that is definitely possible in this condition. That concludes the video for today. I know it's kind of a different style of video, but I thought about this and I made this channel in order for people who are in the same position as I was a few months ago. And it can be a very lonely position because this disease is very rare too. So you're not likely to meet a lot of people that you can have similar understandings with. But that's it for today. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below. I'm open to video suggestions, and if you don't have a YouTube account, feel free to message me on social media or comment down below on the linked videos. And as for now, that's it. So bye everyone.